I was proud of myself. You see, now I'm buying and trading, and I'm getting stuff, and I'm managing real estate, and you know how it is. You're in the money, you're doing all kinds of things, you're happy, you're newly married, but still I'm thinking and I'm hoping, maybe I might get to go back still. Go back to Saudi Arabia. Maybe. I've got this one other brother who happens to also be from Houston, who managed to get accepted to go to Saudi Arabia, and he's there. While I'm in Houston, he managed to go back to Qura and start studying there. And he keeps calling me and telling me, I'm going to check your application. I'm going to take care of it for you. A semester goes. Another semester goes. Another semester goes. By now, life's going on, and me and my wife are settling in, and I'm doing all the business with my dad, and I'm learning all kinds of things, and my dad's telling me, you should really get an education, and I'm saying, what for? We're property owners. I don't need the stinking Renaissance education. Seriously, this is really a waste of time. Eventually, the call comes. You're going back to Saudi Arabia. What? Again? You and your wife have both been accepted with a full scholarship. Wow. Here we go. Pack up the bags. The family's going. A whole new story. A whole new journey. I thought I'd given up. I thought I'd gotten back into the system, and now me and my wife are going. And I'm back into the study of the knowledge. Get an apartment, back with my wife, doing the tawaf, around the sacred house of the Kaaba, husband and wife circling the house of Allah together. Oh Allah, I made it. I made it back again, and my family is with me. This is a weird story. Now, people come to visit, brothers and sisters come. Even the brother, subhanAllah, who had been with me in Houston, who had pledged his oath to me, has the chance to come and make the Hajj. And we perform the Hajj together. My family, him, a bunch of our friends. It is such a noble experience. And after 3 long semesters again, I finish my degree, and my son is born in Mecca. I have a son born in Mecca. This is really an amazing experience. I do the research, think about the responsibility of names, figure out something really amazing, something unique, something that most people probably never would have thought of, but something that is actually kind of cool. Jibreel, Arabic form of Gabriel, the angel of revelation. Well, you guys heard this part of the story. I'm wondering what to do. I'm almost finishing my degree. I got to decide whether I should stay there or go back home, and I make that call, talk to my old man, and decide to sell it and come back home. Get back into the total mix. I'd been in Saudi Arabia again and met with all the different scholars and got back into the same things and talking about the different trials and tribulations and politics and what's going on with the East and West. And there's always that strange concept of what's really going on behind the scenes. Strange rumors of different things. And it's at this time, I'm back in the States, I decide, that's it. You know? That's it. I've really gone, I've studied, I've finished my degree formally, I got the paperwork, I'm back now. The back of my head, I'm thinking, that guy, you know, brothers and sisters, that guy in the cave, what happened to him that day? I should be serving my mother and father. So I'm back in the States and I'm serving my mother and father. Decided to do everything that I wanted to do. My parents are traveling a lot, you know, going through the States. And on one trip, on a journey that I happened to be on with my father, you know, just a short little trip. We go to a conference for the weekend, and I think we happened to be in Atlanta. And there we happened to meet my uncle, my dad's younger brother. And he asks me a simple question. He says, you know, you've been in Saudi Arabia this whole time, and you've studied all this stuff, and obviously you're more knowledgeable than me. And he's kind of giving me the wink and the nod, you know, being my uncle. I'm his nephew, as if he's supposed to show me a sign of respect. I'm just a kid. I know nothing, right? People have been treating me with respect. You know, I'm back in the States. I've been there with my wife now, and the scholars are asking me to get involved. And, you know, I've been delivering the sermon and speaking, and I tried to stay out of it for a while, but the sheikhs and the molanas, they come, and many people give the sermons in the city, and people who usually aren't qualified, oh, brothers and sisters, you know the truth. And so one day I'm there in Houston, and the imam of the masjid comes to me and he says, you know, many people give the sermon and they're not even qualified. They don't know anything, and you've been studying properly and you understand the Arabic and you know more than most people. You need to give the Friday sermon, right? And I say, no, I'm not qualified, right? I know I'm not qualified. He said, everybody speaks isn't qualified. I said, yeah, but I know I'm not qualified, right? He goes, no, you should be giving the sermon. I said, no, it's not up to me. He says, no, it's up to me. I'm going to write your name, and you should be giving the sermon. I said, no, don't do that. He said, I'm not asking you. I'm writing your name, and when they call you and tell you you're on the schedule, you have to give the sermon. I'm not asking you. I'm the imam, and that's an order. I give you an order by the name of Allah and the sunnah of the messenger because you are responsible. Do you understand? So I freak out a little, and I say, okay, imam, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, no need to tell me it's orders or anything. No need to exaggerate. Just relax. Okay, I'll give the sermon. Oh my gosh, brothers and sisters. Sometimes, some people get really intense. It wasn't really necessary. Or maybe it was. I've taken everything over from my dad, and I'm on this trip one time, and my uncle says to me, you've learned so much, let me ask you something. Do you really know what's going on? I said, what do you mean? He said, I remember when I first got to England. After leaving India, before we came to Canada or the States, I met a journalist who told me that he had seen something really specific after the Second World War somewhere in Europe, perhaps Turkey. You see, I had heard all kinds of crazy rumors about the royal families, about ancient bloodlines, about ancient Babylon, about secret practices, about all kinds of different things. But on this one trip, my uncle says, he told me himself directly that he was taken somewhere away from the city to a building that was all gated. And he was told he would meet someone, and they took him in a limo, and that when he would get there, he shouldn't say anything to anybody. He would be given a secret password. And by saying this password, he would be allowed in. And once in, no one would ask him anything, and he shouldn't speak to anyone. He should just go look around the whole place, anywhere he feels free to go, and he should feel free to go anywhere in the building and then leave. I said, what happened? Tell me. The reporter, my uncle told me, went with this man in his limo, and he was taken to this compound, secluded and fenced. And there at the gates, there were doormen guarding, and he gave the secret password. And upon going in, he saw sheikhs and scholars reading the Quran and teaching the children the Quran, and rooms filled with lectures and classes, teaching people Arabic, teaching people Quran, teaching people Hadith, teaching people various subjects of all various forms. European looking, and all different races and colors. The man roamed around the building for however long he wanted to, and upon leaving, went back to the limousine, and therein asked the man who brought him there, who are these people? What is that? What is this secret place out in the middle of nowhere? They are all Master Masons, and this is a Masonic retreat for training in Freemasonry. My uncle says, this has been going on for a long time, and there are rumors that they have been working with the different empires since before the Caliphate, and still working with different empires and families even till now. Do you know anything about this since you've been in Saudi Arabia for so long? I said, I don't have a clue what you're talking about, and I've never heard anything like this before. It was the late 90s. 98, perhaps. I'm living in Houston, Texas now. Everything is kind of different. The world's kind of adjusted. People are starting to look at computers, the internet. The environment's starting to change. This East-West clash is starting to get pretty intense. And I'm wondering, what is really going on? Because this is stranger than I thought. I mean, I've heard weird things about Masons and secret groups and some of the strange stuff, but I really don't know anything, and I wonder if there's any truth to any of this. Like,